Hi there. Welcome to the Schroven's Nest. My name is Sandra, and I'm really pleased that you're here. For my first DIY, I am working with this really large pumpkin that I picked up last year from Michael's. It was on clearance, so there's a couple of little nicks in it, but that's okay. I had it outside and it was really dusty, so I'm just using a Lysol wipe to clean it up. One of my favorite products to use now is Hiipoo Waterslide decals. You print on their special paper just using your inkjet printer. You seal it with a few coats of matte spray, and then you dunk them in water, and the decal just releases really nicely from the paper. To prep your item, you're going to use some lukewarm water and soak your decal in it from about 30 to 60 seconds. I actually go for about 60 seconds because I just find that that works a lot better for me. It's easier to slide the decal off of the paper that way. Then you place a little bit of water where you're going to be applying your transfer because that just gives you the ability to move it around and make sure it's positioned properly. These water slide decals are amazing to work with, and they really open up a new world for those of us who love to craft. And even if you're not a full-time crafter, but you like to dabble, these are an awesome investment. Right now, if you go down to my description box and click on the link for the water slide decals, you will receive 30% off. Plus, when you get to the Amazon page, you'll be able to add an additional 10% off. So you'll get 40% off a product that is this amazing, but also not that expensive to begin with. So now's your chance to go grab some of these and try them for yourself. I've got full tutorials on other videos, so I will link those down in my description box and at the end of this video. I'm using a pencil to outline the word harvest. I'm just doing it freehand in somewhat of a script. And then I'm going to use this small brush and go over the letters with my honey brown acrylic paint. Hand painting letters isn't that difficult. You've just got to make sure you've got the right size brush. So even if you press down really hard, it's not going to get super thick. So my brush is going to determine how thick my letters end up. While the paint dries, I'm going to take my box cutter and I'm going to gently go through the stem of this pumpkin. It looks cool, but it's really way too short. So I've got a piece of stick that I'm going to use instead, and I think that just makes it look a little bit more realistic. I'm going to decorate the top of this pumpkin using some of these fall leaves. I'm going to have some acorns on it, some berries, and even a little bit of ticking stripe ribbon. I really love pipberry garland, and I've got this white one from the Dollar Tree. I've just twirled it around my finger and I'm going to hot glue it into place. I'm going to do one on the other side in a little bit. And I'm also going to use one of these Sola wood flowers. They are my absolute favorite, especially now in the fall. The rustic colors of them are just absolutely gorgeous. So what I've decided to do here is I started creating a bow, but then I decided I didn't know if I wanted a bow. So I ended up just cutting strips of the ribbon and tucking it underneath the leaves here and there. Then I created two little loops and I just glued those inside behind the berries to make the letters look not so perfect and maybe not so brand new, a little bit distressed, a little rustic. I'm pouncing up and down with a stiff brush and a little bit of chiffon cream chalk paint by Rust-Oleum, which is just an off-white. And I think this really made the difference for these letters. I love how this pumpkin turned out. I am so happy to be partnering with Emily from Farm Charm Chic to bring you some farmhouse fall decor. If you haven't seen Emily's video, I highly encourage you to go over and take a look. I'll have her video linked in my description box. Emily does some amazing farmhouse DIYs and decor. Her style is very similar to mine, and I love her channel. Please make sure you hit that red subscribe button and the like button to support Emily in her YouTube journey. For this project, I'm going to be using two of these artist panels from the Dollar Tree. I love to use them with the frame showing because I think that just makes a beautiful little panel. Of course, you can use the other side if you would prefer to, and you could also make these a double-sided sign. I created these designs using Google Drawing and some free images from Pixabay. Then I took a piece of scrapbooking paper. This was originally 12 by 12, and I cut it down to 8.5 by 11 so I could feed it through my printer and print these images right on top of this really pretty shiplap paper. Here they are stained up. I just used a watered down burnt umber and I did the whole frame piece, plus I did the panel portion at the back so it would be more finished. Now I'm just using a fan brush and some Mod Podge, and that's what I'm going to use to glue down my two images. These two little printables say falling leaves and pumpkins, please. So I needed to use something for the and. I've got this little jar lid from a can of paint that's no longer good, and I just traced it out onto this piece of drop cloth fabric, and I'm cutting out about an inch more than I really need. Then I'm going to just glue the little lid right in the center of the drop cloth fabric, just using hot glue, and I'll continue to use hot glue and fold over the edges and glue them down. As you work your way around, you've got to pleat it a little bit because, of course, it's a little bit bigger than the actual size of the jar, but it looks cute. Now I'm going to be gluing on just a little round piece of that shiplap paper, and I found this little and sign. It's a little wood piece that came from, I think it was Dollarama in a pack. I did the same stain on top of it, and now I'm going to glue it right in the center of the lid. I'm going to connect these two signs with another piece of wood that I'm just going to hot glue to the back, and then I'm going to stain it the same color. So I've decided that instead of even investing in any stains, just using burnt umber and some water, so any type of acrylic paint that is the color of your choice, and a little bit of water. And when you're using raw wood, it really soaks in nicely and creates a beautiful stained look. If you're using something that's already been stained or you're sanding something down, then you probably have to go ahead and purchase a proper stain. But for now, just using crafts like this with raw wood, this type of stain works really well. I'm going to hot glue my little and right in the center of the two signs, right onto the stick. I wanted to bring in a little bit more of the drop cloth fabric just to make it look a little bit better, and so that circle in the center just wasn't hanging out there. So I grabbed this piece of drop cloth fabric and I'm folding it in on itself and just hot gluing it in place, creating basically a piece of ribbon. I should have been using my silicone mask applicator from the Dollar Tree because I did burn myself a couple of times. So please be careful when you're doing anything with hot glue and fabric or metal. It gets super hot and those burns really smart. I'm going to glue about a half an inch of my little burlap ribbon on the one side. Then I'm going to bend it up to see how much length I need, and then I'll cut it off and glue the same amount on the other side. And it actually turns out really cute. It kind of looks like a little handle on top. I cut off the excess and it looks really adorable hanging on my wall. For this project, I'm using 3 pumpkins that I'm going to paint in different shades. This one is sort of like a sage green color. I'm just going to go and give it 1 coat. I'm not going to need 2. I started out using this chip brush, but I wasn't getting the coverage I needed. So I decided to switch to just a regular paintbrush, and that worked much better. For this second smaller pumpkin, I'm using my favorite color, Honey Brown from Americana. It's a beautiful muted orange. This pumpkin is nice, but it's kind of goldy and bronzy, and I'm not into that for my decor, so I usually paint over things like that. But you could definitely leave it this way if you liked it. I have this little box that I got at my Dollarama store a while back. I've already used it for a couple of different projects. I think the last one was a little Christmas tree. You can see a little bit remnants of some Christmas greens there. I'm just giving it a dry brush with some white just to give it more of a distressed look. This step you don't have to do, but I'm using one of the square wood planks from the Dollar Tree to cut out a piece that will fit in the bottom of this, or as you're looking at it now, for the top. I'm going to be flipping this little box upside down and using it the wrong way. So I thought just to finish it off nicely that I would give it a bottom. So I'm just going to use my box cutter and just keep cutting through until I get all the way to the bottom so I have a nice clean cut. I'm going to just pop it in using some hot glue to hold it in place. This isn't going to go through any rigorous testing or anything. It's just going to sit. So I think hot glue will be just fine for it. For this third pumpkin, which is white, I'm going to be tearing some strips of printed tissue paper, which I did myself on my own printer. I went into Pixabay and I found some vintage looking paper. This has a lot of dressmaking things. So there's some dress forms, some scissors, a sewing machine, and I thought this would be really pretty to just decoupage onto this white pumpkin. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge and I'm just going to tear it in strips and cover the pumpkin with it. For the colored pumpkins, I was really excited when I looked into a box of stuff that I haven't looked at for a really long time and found some crackle medium. And I thought, what a perfect way to use this. I'm going to cover the orange pumpkin and the green pumpkin with a thick layer of this crackle medium, let it dry, and then I'll be applying some paint on top of it to give a really old vintage crackle look. I let the pumpkins dry overnight because I wanted to make sure that the crackle medium was completely dry. Now I'm taking a soft brush and I'm just going to be putting 1 coat and 1 layer of paint on. You don't want to go over the paint too often because that will disturb the crackle effect. What you're going to do is decide, do you want thick cracks or do you want thin cracks? If you want thicker cracks, you apply a heavy coat of paint. If you want thinner, more subtle looking cracks, then apply a lighter coat of paint. This green pumpkin turned out really nice. The orange one, I didn't put such a heavy coat on. I wish I would have, but it turned out nice too. This color is Chiffon Cream by Rust-Oleum. It's a chalk paint, and the other one that I'm going to use is just the white DIY chalk paint that I use all the time. Now it's time to assemble, and I am making a topiary if you haven't already figured that out. I'm going to use some hot glue to apply some reindeer moss just around the edges of the box so it kind of sticks out and hangs over a little bit. I'm going to glue the green pumpkin down first because that's the largest pumpkin. Then I'm going to add a little bit more moss on top of him, kind of around the area where I think it'll stick out. Then I'll put the decoupaged tissue paper pumpkin on top, add a little bit more moss, and then put the final orange pumpkin on the very top. I'm going to be using a wine cork for the stem, and I'm just cutting the bottom off a little bit on an angle so it doesn't sit 100% straight. I also want to cut the top on an angle so I can have a crooked stem and there's a little bit of an angle at the top as well. I found this adorable ribbon at Michael's on sale for 50% off, and I just had to have it. It looks like burlap, but it's a really soft fabric, but I just love the look of it. The orange and blue pumpkins look so cute. Anyway, I'm going to cut two pieces and make it look like ribbon tails, and I'm going to glue that on the top part of the pumpkin, just a little bit off kilter on an angle, and then I'll glue the stem right on top of that. I decided to glue a strip of the ribbon all the way around the box, and it turned out really cute. I did have to cut the ribbon separately because of the angle on the box, but that's okay. I was able to just glue it down, and then I took my little tiny scissors from the Dollar Tree and cut it on an angle, and then just continued on all the way around the box. I love this ribbon so much that I decided to make a bow. For those of you who watch me on my videos, you know that I am not a bow girl, but every once in a while, I think it's appropriate to have a sweet little bow, and this pumpkin topiary definitely needed one. I love how this guy turned out. I hope you like my fall farmhouse DIYs today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. That tells YouTube you like it and they promote me more, which helps my channel. As well, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to stick around by hitting that subscribe button. The black arrow will tell you exactly where to click. Don't forget to go down to my description box and click on the link to Emily over at Farm Charm Chic. You are not going to want to miss her video. Thank you so much for watching right to the end. I truly appreciate it. Bye for now.